What in the holy fuck? I was the slutty friends +1? Yes! Thank you, Jeebus! Not only was I seated at my bro's table with my older brother and sister, I was sitting next to and getting along famously with the second hottest girl in the room because my bro's bride was absolutely smashing that day. Our conversation came to a halt when it was time to introduce newly betrothed Mr. and Mrs. Studley, and she and my brother did not disappoint as they walked into I Believe in a Thing Called Love by The Darkness. It was amazing. And it was time to dig into that 8-ball. I won't name names, but there was a surprising cast of relatives and friends who got in on that shit. I watched Brittany, the slutty friend, dance the night away, taking breaks to come fetch the champagne I'd fetched for her. I can't dance to save my life, and as a result, I fumbled the ball in the red zone many a time, but I wasn't going to try now and really blow it. Better not to dance and be thought a fool than to do the running man and remove all doubt. The party came to a close, and the next thing I knew, my drunken high ass was in my hotel room when there was a knock on my door. I looked through the peephole. Brittany. She came. We had to keep it on the low because all the family was packed onto the hotel floor, and I technically still had a girlfriend back in Aspen. You know, the one who declined coming with me. So we all knew where that relationship would end up when I got back. Anyway, Brittany came in, and we started doing copious amounts of drugs. She told me how she was a beer and liquor promo girl and got some free booze out of her car, and an awesome Bruins hoodie she gave me. She was 10 years younger than me, so you know, she had to show me a lot of YouTube videos for a while. I was really high. Almost too high to make a move. But it was cool because we were almost out of yay, and that's when she had the bright idea to crush up some Adderall and snort that. Fuck. Now I was really fucked up. I couldn't even employ moves. Then she decided to get out of her dress and put on pajamas. It was in the exposed lingerie portion of that transition that my instincts took over. I'm a sucker for that stuff. I leaned in and kissed her, and we got underway. I can't tell you how sexy and tight that body was, and I don't want to disappoint you the way I was about to disappoint her, but between the blizzard, the booze, the however many milligrams of Adderall, and my antidepressants, I couldn't rouse mini-me, and believe me, we tried all the things. Not to worry, I could still deliver the groceries using other methods, so we shifted into that gear, but it's just not the same. I was beside myself, so trapped in my head, no pun intended, and was absolutely beating myself to a pulp inside, again, no pun intended. She told me it was fine, it made sense, don't worry about it, all that bullshit, but truthfully, I wanted to disappear. Here I had this absolute smoke show in my room all ready to roar, and I couldn't start my engine. Luckily, she decided to sleep next to me, naked by the way, and I eventually stopped my inner monologue and passed out. The next morning, my eyes opened and I felt so good, like so good. I stretched out in the cool sheets and bam, then I felt it. Morning wood. I wasn't going to let that sucker go flaccid. I woke her with a kiss. She responded in kind, and I swear morning pussy fucking marinades overnight or something. I think that's a scientific explanation as to why we went at it like cavemen. Sorry, cave people. It was amazing. But in all truth of fact, it didn't last very long. I blame all the buildup the night before. Whatever. I promised you all total honesty with this podcast, and you're getting it. Anyways, you win some, you lose some, and sometimes you tie. My flight was that night, and I'm here to tell you, I'm lucky I'm not on a no-fly list after that one. My sister gave me some Xanax, and I washed it down with some Crown at the terminal bar. The flight was delayed out of New York due to thunderstorms, which I didn't find out until after I took the Magic Sleepy. I timed it for 45 minutes so when we boarded, I'd be out like a light. Turns out it would be 2 hours. Fuck. This was going to be interesting. I was nodding off in the bar. I was doing everything I could to stay awake. I ordered food. I ordered coffee. Nothing was working. Finally, it was time to board, and I had a window seat penned in by 2 fucking gigantic Vikings. All of a sudden, I felt like I would shit my pants, piss myself, or puke. I asked them if I could use the bathroom, so they got up. I had to handle this before takeoff. I got in there, unzipped, and that was the last thing I remember. Next thing I knew, there was a large black flight attendant scooping me up by my armpit saying, "Oh, hell no! Sir, do you need a doctor?" "No, man, I'm good. I just had some Xanax and whiskey. I'm fine. Just hit me hard." He sat me in the jump seat and put a warm compress on my neck. "Are you sure you don't need medical attention?" he yelled, making sure I wasn't comatose. "Yeah, man. This plane's been delayed forever. We need to take off," I said. "Sir, we're over Ohio," he said. Holy shit. I was on the floor in the bathroom during takeoff? Someone must have tried to get in the can or heard my limp body rumple and crash against the door or something. I won't name the airline, but I also won't get fucked up before a red eye ever again. Staff seems a little more lax on those. When it was time for us to deplane, I passed my hero and quietly said, "Hey man, thanks for zipping me up and stuff." "That's what we do, brother," he said, and patted my back on the way out. At least I didn't end up on a no-fly list. Well, it's last call, so let me give you a tip. Don't poop in an all-gender restroom. Just don't. Handle that stuff before you leave the house, please, and thank you. Folks, it's been a blast. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And a call to my fellow booze slingers. Send in your stories to cocktailsandwastednights@gmail.com. You can remain anonymous if you'd like. Thanks for listening, subscribing, downloading, and spreading the word. Don't be afraid to give me a good review, even if you're lying. And check out my video, Just Close It, on YouTube. If you want to support the podcast, check it out on Patreon. I mean, there's nothing there. It's super basic. A placeholder, really. Yeah, I mean, pretty much just my tip jar. Anyway. Hey, we'll see you next time on Behind Bars. Cocktails and Wasted Nights. Cheers! The front desk... Fuck. We partied all through the reception with some blow I scored off of Scotty, all tuned up. I fulfilled my mom's request by playing and singing Fuck. And while driving back to the haunted house after the party ended, a cot... Oh my god, a cot! Because my bad luck was about to change... On one such exchange... Fuck. As we approached... Oh my god, as we approached... After Vesuvius destroyed Pompeii, we returned to my apartment and got after... Oh, shit. She immediately stripped down into some sexy lingerie. Fuck. Pressed her palms against the 8th grade... 8th grade? Oh, my God, what the fuck? 8th grade. And right there, in front of my butt... Shit. Fuck. We made some fake reason up why my younger bro had to come to my older brother's house, and when I... What is that? I'm eating shrimp cocktail and drinking... Fuck. You know, the one who declined to coming with me. Fuck.